How's it going? And welcome back to another bonus episode of Mood for Feud. I'm your host Katya, and today I am so excited because it is the first birthday of Mood for Feud. I started this podcast 1 year ago on the 26th of November, and yeah, it's been a year. I can't believe that we are already celebrating the first birthday. I still feel like I am so new to podcasting and just brand new to everything, and in a way I am, but it's cool to think that it's already been an entire year. In this bonus episode, I really just wanted to, number one, say thank you to everyone who has been listening. When I started this podcast, I really just wanted a fun hobby to keep me busy, to give me something to do outside of my corporate work, to give me a creative outlet, and to give me a chance to discuss pop culture and give myself an outlet for all my pop culture thoughts. I just did not expect anyone to really follow the show or tune in each week, and yeah, it's just amazing that 1 year later I'm still going at it, and if anything, I've just fallen more in love with it as I've gone along the journey, which has been so awesome. So over the last year, you'd think that there would be 52 episodes, right? Because this is meant to be a weekly show, but as you know, if you've been following for some time, there were a couple of unexpected hiatus breaks in between the year there, times where I just got really overwhelmed or busy or stressed out. So like, again, thanks for giving me space to do that and figure out a good format that was sustainable and allowed me to be consistent as well. In the next year, I really hope that I am able to keep delivering weekly, as I've been on a bit of a streak the last couple months, as I've been doing. Maybe when we're doing the second birthday of Mood for Feud, it'd be so awesome if I can sit down and say, like, I actually released, like 50 episodes. I think that'd be amazing, but we'll see how we go. But this year we released 29 episodes, which is still a good effort. I'm very proud of every single episode that I put out. There's a lot of work that goes into it behind the scenes, just the research alone, and then as we evolved into video podcasts as well, it just added another layer of setup and equipment and things that can go wrong. So it's just been a massive learning journey, and so I'm still proud that we got 29 episodes out. Mood for Feud this past year was also streamed in over 25 different countries, which I think is so amazing to think that there are people all around the world listening. Again, like, completely exceeded any expectations that I had for this show. Really blown away by all the support that I've received. And it also charted on the Apple Podcast Entertainment News charts in over 10 countries. Again, completely wild to me. I didn't even expect to chart at all. Yeah, so, and that's obviously all thanks to everyone that tunes in and listens and reviews and all of that. It really makes a huge difference. This is really just an opportunity for me to say thank you and celebrate 1 year of Mood for Feud. Oh, also, if you're not watching on Spotify, which is where the video versions are normally uploaded, I will be uploading a video to YouTube as well for people who listen on other platforms, because there is a bit of a visual component to this episode. If you haven't been watching so far, I do have a little birthday cake in front of me for the show. And yeah, I'm going to be playing a little game coming up as well. So, and it's better with the visuals. So feel free to head to YouTube at Mood for Feud if you don't have Spotify. If you're on Spotify, I'll just be uploading the video there as normal. But yeah, let me know in the comments either on Spotify or YouTube what your favorite episode from the last year has been. Also, let me know any episodes you hope to see in year 2 of Mood for Feud. And I guess the last thing I'll say is that looking ahead to year 2, I already mentioned my goals. One of my goals is to upload more consistently. I also have a goal to upgrade my camera equipment. I'm currently recording on an iPhone, which is okay, but it's not amazing quality, and I do want to put a bit more effort into the video side of things. I also have a hope that I'll be bringing more guests on. I got great feedback from the guest episodes that came out the last year, so Thank you to anyone who's guested on the show as well. It means a lot to me that you took time out of your busy lives to talk pop culture with me. And yeah, I hope I can keep growing the Mood for Feud family, have a couple of other guests on, and just keep doing what I'm doing. And I hope that you'll be here in 2025 as well, and we can keep reflecting and keep growing. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you, and happy birthday, Mood for Feud. Okay, I took the candle out. I thought for this episode, I was trying to think what's something fun, something a little bit different that we can do to celebrate Mood for Feud's birthday. I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna have a cake, so maybe this is a good chance to do a Hear Me Out cake. If you haven't seen this trend on TikTok, it happened like 2 months ago, and you know, in true Mood for Feud fashion, we're going to be doing the trend when it's well and truly already over. But the trend is basically people will make a Hear Me Out cake where they put characters or people or anyone that is like attractive to you, but that you would need to explain why they're attractive. Like the Hear Me Out is like, no, hear me out. Like they are actually attractive. You're not going to put on your cake like your classic hotties. Like this isn't for them. They have a different cake. This cake is for the people where it's like you mention that you find them attractive and your whole friend group is like, go to therapy. Like, you know, it's like it's those kinds of ones, which we all have those weird crushes, okay? And you know what, before I just get into it, it's another little tangent, but attraction isn't always physical. I'm someone who gets attracted to people like beyond physical, like it's one little portion that makes up a person. And so I have been known in my friend group growing up as having some like pretty weird celebrity crushes, but I just think it's because I see beyond just the physical appearance. Like I judge a character on everything, you know, we're going off vibes, aura, personality, like more than just what they look like. There's such a limited way to assess someone. So anyway, without further ado, oh boy, I'm nervous now actually. I'm gonna start off tame. I've seen this one on a lot of people's Hear Me Out cakes, so I know that I'm not completely off base for thinking this. So we'll start off tame and then progressively maybe get a bit weirder. But first of all, I have Gil from Finding Nemo. Now, here's why this one is actually incredibly tame. Because number one, he has this scar. And I feel like someone needs to study this, but we are drawn to people who have like one cool feature that makes them stick out from everybody else. So because he has this scar, I feel like it gives him this like badass energy. He also was in a leadership position in the aquarium and he was smart. Like he had the smarts to come up with this elaborate plan that's gonna get Nemo back to his dad. And I think all of that combined is why this is such a consistent choice. So very tame. He is also voiced by Willem Dafoe. So on that note, I have Willem Dafoe, but when he's in this leg pose. And okay, here's why. Okay, first of all, Willem Dafoe I think is attractive. Like I think that's just, everybody thinks that, right? Like he's a total hottie. He's got that kind of villain look to him. Obviously he played Green Goblin in Spider-Man. So, and we as in humanity, I think, has a natural attraction to villains because they're like pushing the boundaries. They're like doing things that you would never dare to do. They're like a fantasy, you know? And this isn't unique to Green Goblin or Willem Dafoe at all. Like there are a lot of villains that people find attractive. The reason I pick this image specifically is because I think I am just impressed. There's a lot going on here. I think you have to be like, not everyone can do this pose, take a photo with it, and then have that be uploaded into the internet. Like you have to have a certain level of don't give a fuck attitude to pull something like this off, and he has it. Like, his vibes are total, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you want me to like do this weird half splits thing and stare down the barrel of the camera? I'll do it. I'm your guy. And I admire that kind of like grab life by the balls attitude that he has. Again, like, we're tame. We're in the tame era, you know? This is like, I'm not having to defend myself that much. Okay, who do we have next? Okay, so next we have the other father from Coraline. Okay, first of all, he's cute. I mean, like, what's not to love? He's a run-of-the-mill attractive guy. What I also specifically love about him is he just seems very agreeable. And I am someone who likes to argue and who can be a little bit defensive at times. And I just think I enjoy about the fact that I could tell him the sky is orange, and he would be like, okay, my love, like, that's, yes it is. And while I wouldn't want that energy around me all of the time, because it does get very frustrating, I would appreciate it some of the time. And that's why he is on this list. Do you know, can we also talk about this orange robe? What a fashion statement. Like, he is clearly very comfortable within himself to be dressing like this. I also like that he has some musical chops. We see him in the movie playing the piano and lighting up the whole garden. So I like a man with some musical talent, you know, sue me. I think, okay, we need to reorder these. So yeah, the other father. Speaking of fathers, I don't even count Dracula, I guess that's his name, from Hotel Transylvania. He's a good dad, okay? And he's a single dad, and something about that, I just really admire him. I think it's attractive the way he cares so much about his daughter. And also, like, look at his strut. Look at the way he is strutting in this photo. He is grinning. He's like he knows what's up. He's also tall. I'm pretty sure he's like 7 foot in the movie, it seems like. I do kind of dig the like cape. You have to be the right type of person. You have to earn a cape. Like, not everyone can just walk around in a cape. But I think when you're literally the Count Dracula and you're also running and managing a hotel, he's a business owner, he deserves the cape and the big collar. And like, it's just, the whole thing gives me status, wealth, and power. And like, those are attractive qualities, okay? And then on top of that, he's a great dad also. So I don't know. The more I'm talking about this one, I'm like, this is actually not even a hear me out, because he's literally the full package. Like, look at his strut. I hate Adam Sandler, by the way, who voices this character. But this is my favorite Adam Sandler movie ever, because I'm just like, he really nailed it with this character. Obsessed. On the vein of tall characters that wear a lot of dark, this is more of like a conceptual person, but I do have the Grim Reaper. Now, why is there something so attractive about like being on your deathbed and you're gonna cross over into the afterlife, hopefully, or not, depending on, you know, where you want to go after you pass away. But like, why is there something so attractive about like this walking towards you through like the mist and the clouds and like, I don't know. And like, again, he's super tall. I don't know, it could be it's probably a they, actually, the Grim Reaper. I feel like they're genderless. They're super tall, and they have this like intimidating scythe and the hood and the mystery. Like, you don't really know what they look like under there, and there's something like super hot about just the whole setting. And then you're also like dying, and I don't think I need to explain this one anymore. There's just the vibes of this. And they're like coming to collect you, like they're coming for you. You just know you don't have to plan the dates in this relationship. They seem like someone who's super onto it and like will just go get shit done for you. You know, like they're not relying on you to make that dinner reservation. They're just going to show up and be like, dinner is now. Why aren't you dressed? Hurry up, we're going. This is a non-negotiable. And I kind of like that. I like someone who just like bosses me around a little bit, which I guess is funny because then I also have this guy on my cake, the other father, who doesn't have a backbone at all. But you know, Women contain multitudes, as Blake Lively would say. So who's next? Okay. We're still on the theme of tall, but Louis Theroux, one of, if not the best interviewer in the entire world. I'm obsessed with all of his documentaries. I love his podcast that he has as well. You know, there's something he has, for someone who comes across as socially awkward, I find that he actually has a lot of emotional intelligence. I'm into it. I think he's cute. I think he's got that kind of adorkable vibe going on. He also is incredibly intelligent. Like I said, he can talk to anyone. So I admire that as someone who experiences some levels of social anxiety when I meet new people. I admire someone who can just come into a room and just talk comfortably to everyone. He also has musical chops. He had that song go viral on TikTok, "My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds," and it's so catchy. And yeah, he's again another one that to me is the whole package. Okay, speaking of emotional intelligence, Uncle Iroh. Okay, first of all, why is it so attractive to me that he likes tea? I just think to enjoy tea, you have to be someone who is super perceptive and who can taste the subtleties, because tea is not like coffee. It's not like a flavor that hits you in your face and you basically can't miss it. Tea is so layered with all the different notes and all the different aromas and florals and scents and whatnot. And I feel to enjoy tea, you have to also be aware of the world beyond just yourself. And I feel this perfectly sums up Uncle Iroh. I just want to give him a big hug. I feel if I hugged Uncle Iroh, all of my problems, all of my anxiety would just melt away. And also, you know that he can handle you in a relationship because he put up with Zuko for the whole time that they were hunting the Avatar. And Zuko was a piece of work, right? And it is actually funny because when I was younger, when I was a kid and I watched the show, I used to have a crush on Zuko. And then maturing is realizing that this is the true hottie of the show because he's incredibly ripped, first of all. That scene where he's in the prison, he's incredibly ripped, but he's also mentally ripped. He is put together up there, and I just admire that. I feel he would really balance out my batshit crazy and make me a nice cup of tea. And I love how soothing his voice is. And again, look at that smirk. He kind of has a smirk similar to the Hotel Transylvania dad. He's also got the musical chops. A lot of these people actually, we see him sing that incredibly sad song in the episode that always makes me cry, where he sings the tribute to his dead son. I don't know why that kind of storyline would make it into a Nickelodeon cartoon kids show, but it did. So really into the musical talent. Okay. I need to preface this next one because it's going to get me cancelled otherwise. This is a crush from when I was in high school, okay? When I was 16, 17. This is not a right now Katya, 26-year-old Katya crush, okay? This is from the mind of when I was 16, when I was young and age appropriate. But Kenny from Where the Mill Is. Let me explain. Okay, I think he is 18 in this movie. Not the actor. The actor's older, but I think the character is 18. So again, I was 16, 17, so it's fine. I'm not being creepy. But I did have a massive Will Poulter phase for a long time. I've found the actor attractive, so it's only natural for me to also find a character he portrays attractive. But the reason I specifically picked Kenny is I just think he's so sweet. And again, from the perspective of I'm 16. And when I was 16, you're dealing with other 16-year-olds in your life who are 90% of the time assholes, and then 10% of the time don't give a shit about you. And so the idea of a really sweet, kind, like, person. I don't know. The bar was on the floor, right? So if you were sweet and kind, I was in love. That's all it took. He also has the musical chops. Again, I'm seeing a common theme here because he completely bodies that verse in We're the Millers. He raps the verse to TLC's Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls, and he absolutely kills it. Maybe I'll put a clip in. YouTube won't like that, but I'm gonna try. I'll try see if I can put a clip in.
I seen a rainbow yesterday, but too many storms have come and gone, leaving a trace of not one God given me. Is it because my life in 10 shades of gray? I pray all 10 fade away, seldom praising for the sunny day. You claim the insane, a nameless place in time for fall and pray to crime. I swear the system got you victim to your own mind. Dreams are hopeless aspirations in hopes of coming true. Believe in yourself, the rest is up to me and don't.
Okay, completely pivoting from this, we have Mike from Breaking Bad. If you've seen Breaking Bad, I feel like you'll get it. If you haven't and you're just going off this photo, you're probably like, what the fuck? But hear me out. His character, okay, first of all, his voice. His voice is like so deep and gruff.
You try harder next time.
We all enjoy a deep, gruff voice, okay? This is universally enjoyed. So let's start there. Second of all, his character is very like no nonsense, straight to business, but he's also a total badass. Like he's involved with the cartel, but he's an ex-cop and he protects his family. I don't know. What's not to love? These are all the qualities that I enjoy in a person. He's another person where I feel like he'll be making the decisions for you. Kind of like the Grim Reaper. Like you don't have to come up with all the plans for your honeymoon. Like Mike's already got it all figured out, and if you don't like it, tough, you know? He's also really good with guns and physical combat. I feel like you would feel safe if you're walking down the street and like a dodgy character approaches, like he's got you, you know? And there is something nice, especially about being a woman, where you do feel a bit sketch walking down the street at night, and it's nice to know that he would have your back. So I think if you've watched Breaking Bad, you'd be like, say less. Like, of course, he's a total hottie, but don't judge a book by its cover. He also looks really grumpy here. He looks like this 90% of the time. He's someone who looks really grumpy, which I do also find attractive in the sense that if you ever got him to smile or you ever got him to crack a laugh, you would feel the greatest sense of accomplishment. And I do enjoy that kind of challenge a little bit. Like I'd be like, I'll get you to be romantic, like challenge accepted. So yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. Okay, I've got two more. Mr. Toughness. This is another one that started when I was a kid. I remember watching Narnia and Lucy. I would have been around Lucy's age actually, and she's meeting Mr. Tumnus. And I thought the vibes, I caught vibes that obviously aren't there because she's a child. But when I was a child, I was like, oh yeah, if I was Lucy, like I would have the fattest crush on Mr. Tumnus because, no. James McAvoy, the actor who plays him, he is incredibly attractive. I don't know, with the hair like that, I'm trying to think why I find this attractive. This might be a nice time to say that goats are actually my favorite animal. So, and me and Mr. Tumnus would probably already have that in common. So it is nice to have someone who you have common ground with. He's obviously very kind as well. He's obviously great with children. Again, I think he's comforting. Also, what a badass move. He lives in a snow climate. It is incredibly freezing in Narnia. And this man, he just needs a scarf. Like, that is it. He doesn't even need a jumper and jacket or a hat. There is a power move in the way that he is so comfortably underdressed in a snowy climate that to me just gives off boss energy, and I think he's just cute. I don't know. The hair on the arms is a bit much for me personally, but hair can be removed. So what? We need to get him some nair first. Like, big deal. you're going on the cake. And this last one, this is one that none of you will know. This is like, if any psychologists are listening, I truly want to understand the thought process behind this. But this is me. This is a photo my friend took of me on Snapchat, and she put like an elf filter on me. And then after she took it, I was like, wait, why am I kind of feeling like, ooh, shy and bashful looking at a photo of myself with elf ears on? I don't really know what the story behind this is. I mean, I guess if I was somehow transformed into a masculine elf, I would be into it, is all I will say. There is something really narcissistic about putting yourself on a hear me out cake it's a phenomena that I don't really want to get into, to be honest. I don't know. Tell me you don't see it. Like, tell me you don't think this is super attractive. There's just something about it. I think I'm giving like really strong jawline also in this photo. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone's ever put themselves on a hear me out cake before, but here we are. Front and center, baby. Katya as an elf. And this is my hear me out cake. I feel like it's actually all good. I was so nervous when we started. I was like, oh, they're gonna send me to the asylum. But I'm looking at it and we've got a great selection here. And I actually just think it's testament to my character and how good I am at like choosing good life partners. These are all solid choices. And happy birthday, Mood for Feud. I hope you enjoyed this. Bit of a different episode, but I thought it might be fun seeing as I already had a cake. And yeah, thanks again for listening. And I hope you had fun watching me do my hear me out cake. Let me know if any of these would be on your hear me out cake. I'm willing to fight you for them. Oh yeah, what an ensemble. What a great ensemble. Yeah, I am willing to like scrap for any of these people, so let me know if you would like to do that. Let me know if any of these would be on your cake, or is there someone I missed that would be on your cake? Who is your like weird crush? Can be fictional, can be real, where every time you say it people are like, or you don't even say it because you're afraid of the reaction that you'll get. I want to know. Let me know in the comments, or you can message me on socials at Mood for Feud. But thank you so much for listening and watching, and thank you for the past year. I hope you are all having a great week and crushing all of your goals. And of course, keeping out of trouble. Don't get into any feuds, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye!